here, and welcome to another episode of the 3C Show, the show that's full of photography love. And this week, I am super pumped. My mate Colin from the Team 3CX community has asked me to do a full post-processing workflow on this awesome Flint Cubs image from Africa. Man, this is just epic. I absolutely love this image. How cool is this? Check out how cute these little fellas are. Oh my God. Just beautiful. Awesome. Anyway, enough drooling. Let's get into editing this bad boy. All right, let's start here with the 3C workflow. Let's get into it. Crop and straighten. I don't think this needs a crop. This guy is on the third. This guy is on the bottom third. Let's just have a look here. Yep, I think it's perfect as it is. Colin, you nailed the composition. What else can I say about this image? I'm looking at, let's bring up the information. We've got F4, beautiful, 800 ISO, 125th, 400 mil. Yeah, man, you nailed this one. Nothing to say. Absolutely nailed it. Let's just get in and edit this bad boy. So I'm just going down here. I'm just going to probably start with just daylight because cloudy is pushing it a little bit too yellow for my liking. So let's just start with daylight. That looks nice and neutral there. Now, looking at this, you can see it's slightly underexposed, but that's fine because nothing's clipped here in the shadows. Nothing's clipped. And what we can do is add a bit of punch to this bad boy. So what I'm going to actually do, I'm probably just going to brighten it up a stop here. And it's just going to move that beautiful bell curve there right in the center of the histogram. I think that's looking pretty good there. Now, everything else looks amazing. I'm just going to, I know there's no shadows to worry about. There's no highlights to worry about adjustment. I'm just going to go down here and set the white and blacks and see what happens. So hold down the shift key, double click whites, double click blacks. Ooh, it's looking good, looking good. So the whites might be a bit too much. So I'm going to bring that back. Sometimes Lightroom can adjust that too much. And already, look at this. Oh, just a beautiful, beautiful image. I'm excited. Sorry, I'm just a little bit excited here. So contrast, yes, we want to add some contrast. Let's have a look here. You know what? And now I'm looking at this. I think it could be slightly warmer. So now I've started to bring the colors out. I'm looking at it going, maybe it should be slightly warmer. Yeah, I think that's got it. Daylight was okay. It was it's probably, you know what, I'm going to split the hairs and I'm just going to do a slight manual adjustment on the white balance here because I think I want it slightly warmer. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I've got an idea. Leave it with me. I'll show you something at the end here. All right, so let's go down. Sharpening, I'm going to hit medium because there's absolutely zero. Oh, there's a little bit of noise there, but I think medium sharpening is okay. Let's go down in here to the details. We're going to hold down the option key again, and we want to mask out these little bad boys. And what's black isn't being affected by the sharpening, and what's white is still being affected by that sharpening. So that's looking pretty good there. Oh, yes. So awesome. So awesome. Now let's have a look at the vignette. We do want to pull these guys in a bit here. So let's have a look. Let's try medium. It's probably a bit strong. Let's go back here to light. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Liking that. So I'm not going to touch the vibrance, but I am going to add a little bit. Actually, let's add a little bit of light saturation, a little bit of light virus, just to bring those colors back there. Not going to touch the clarity, not going to touch dehaze. Cool. All right. So let's head up here to the finishing moves, because there's a couple of things I think that are going to be very useful here. So first, the first thing I can see, right, is the eyes are the most important thing when it comes to wildlife. And at this point, this little fella, he's like the second subject. This guy here is definitely the main subject of this image. So I want to make him truly stand out in this image. And at the moment, his main, I would say, is where my eye is being directed to and not up to his face. So we want to fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do down here is I'm going to go down to my radial presets here. And I'm probably going to go with, no, not yellow, magenta. Probably, you know what, I'm just going to go with a spotlight effect. So let's have a look here. I'm just going to go with the medium one. But I'm going to move this and put it over his face because I want to add a little bit more emphasis on this little guy's face here. Yep, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go with that. Close. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab the brush tool, right? And I'm just going to double click effects to reset it. But I'm just going to pull these highlights because I want to just bring the highlights of this guy's mane down a little bit here. So you might be thinking, Johnny, what are you doing, man? You're splitting hairs? And you're right. I am splitting hairs, literally. So we're just relighting the scene just slightly because I want his face to be the absolute focus of this, okay? His eyes and that face just need to be the focus of this image. All right, so I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. Now, with the Lightroom finishing moves. Man, what is wrong with me today? I can't talk. Anyway, so let's go down here. I want to try this eye enhancer. Okay, I'm just going to grab this little thing, and let's just see what this brush will do for an animal. Like, it's been done for a human, so let's just see. I'm just going to paint that in there. I'm going to paint that in there. Paint that in there. So let's have a look. That's just, oh man, you know what? It's just a micro adjustment. But that's good. It's looking good. I'm liking what that's done there. So I'm just going to create a new brush, and I want to add the effect again onto this eye here, because I feel like that one just needs a little bit more love to it. It's got to be careful because you can overdo the eye. So I just brought the exposure up there a little bit as well. That's looking cool. So if we zoom back out now, I've just added that eye enhancer brush, and you can see before, after. That's looking pretty good. Now, a couple of things I'm seeing. I still think that mane just ever so slightly. So I'm just going to reset this, and I'm just going to go here to just reset the slider, and I just want to go here to highlights. I'm just going to pull those highlights down here even more. Okay, so I just want that to be a little bit darker in that area. I'm just going to check what I've just done there. Yep. So I'm just going to bring the exposure down there just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's looking cool, man. Look at that. I'm loving that. So, but what I am going to do is go back to our original radial filter. So you can see I'm just bouncing back and forth. I've got a few ideas here. So I'm just trying different things. I'm just going to move that around a little bit now. Wildlife, you just want to spend a little bit extra time on it to make sure that those eyes and those face are highlighted nicely, okay? So we will work on the other little guy in a minute, but this is the one I want to spend my time on at the present. So I'm just going to open up those shadows just a touch more there. Oh, yes. Oh, that's just epic. All right. Now, one thing that fur always does, it looks great, is a little bit of clarity. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to paint a little bit of clarity around here. And it's just a subtle thing around the face. You don't want to add too much, but it's just going to, watch the eyes. We don't want to add it back to the eyes, but around the ears, that's just going to help give those areas a bit more definition and bring out the fur on this little fella here and just add a bit more texture. It's such a cool thing. You know what? I'm going to do it to this little guy down here as well. So that's clarity I'm adding there, guys. So I'm not going to worry about this bit because that bit's off the plane of focus. It's probably darkened down the bottom there just a little bit. So I'm going to just bring that back there. Just going to open those shadows up a little bit. Oh, that's just epic. Just add a little bit of warmth into that. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's the before, that's the after. Lots of localized adjustments. But what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to add another radial filter. So I'm going to go ahead, duplicate this one here, and I'm going to bring it down here just to bring this guy's face up a little bit, even though he isn't the main subject. So he's not going to be quite as bright as the top guy, but I still want him to be like the second brightest thing in the image. Because when you look at this, you're going to go, oh yeah, look, there's one there. Oh look, there's another little one down the bottom as well. And that's basically what you want to see, okay? So I'm just going to brighten him up a little bit here. I'll just add a little bit of contrast into him. And man, look at that. That is epic. What a shot. I'll tell you what, if I had taken this is a portfolio image, no doubt about it. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that, guys. Lots of localized adjustments. I went a bit quick there, so if you need to watch this video again, please go back and do that. But basically, with wildlife, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the main subject's eyes are the thing you absolutely focus on. And when I look at this image now, so here's the before, here's the after. The thing I see is that guy's eyes. He's just staring me down. I'm looking straight at him. And then I sort of go around. I see the texture of his fur under his chest. And the next thing I see is the little his friend there or his brother or sister sitting there below him. So that's just epic. What an epic image. I feel so much pleasure to have edited this for you, buddy. That's just so cool. So thank you for sending this in. I hope that's given you a few tips. I hope I didn't go too fast because I got a little bit excited on this one. I tend to go a bit fast when I get excited. So if you don't know, there's actually a cool little plugin. Or actually, it's not a plugin. If you go to the YouTube player down the bottom, you can actually slow me down by 0.25 or 0.5 so things go a little bit slower. So if you find I go a bit quick sometimes, and I apologize, I'm working on it, I do get a bit excited. excited, particularly with images like this. So that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for sending that in. It was such a pleasure to edit that for you. That is just absolutely an epic image. And I tell you, Africa, it's on my bucket list. I am so going to get there very soon. I've got to go because it's just amazing. You know, seeing wildlife and being able to photograph such amazing creatures. We're so lucky. So lucky that we still have these things available to us to go and see and visit and photograph. So this has been Johnny for 3 Colors. And as always, if you need a hand with absolutely anything photography related, please send me an email at help@3colors.co because I'm here to help you with your photography. And this has been Johnny for 3 Colors, 3colors.co, the site that's full of photography love. And I'll talk to you again soon. All right, I'm out. Peace.